Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Breeze Comics here. Today we are looking at Amazing Spider-Man number 24. And to be honest, this is my second time recording this video. I got halfway through the other one, and I realized I was mispronouncing Mysterio's name. See, I just did it again. I kept on saying Maestro the whole entire time. I don't know why. Maestro just rang off the tongue for about 10 minutes. I was like, oh, I was saying that wrong. That's kind of embarrassing, and I love Spider-Man. So, Mysterio is in this comic, and he is our connection between Peter and the new villain Nick Spencer has created for us to fear. See, fear has a new name. Anyways, loving this series. Nick Spencer is, in my eyes, totally redeemed himself from that horrible event, Secret Empire, Orange Man bad, blah 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 blah, kind of thing. He has totally redeemed himself in the mythos of our favorite web wall crawler. So, I love the Sam Raimi films. So if you put any kind of reference in there for the Sam Raimi films, you will get on my good side. I'm not gonna lie. Will not be I am kind of biased that way. And that's what Nick Spencer opens up with. Peter Parker and MJ kissing on a web hammock that he's made in this building he's saved several times. And MJ's like, are you sure we're allowed to be up here? That kind of thing. But I think the importance that people are just not talking about is that MJ and Peter are back together. The importance of this relationship to comics, in my opinion, is very important. Everything seemed to go off the rails once these two were written apart. I love the MC2 where they're married. They end up having a May Parker. Any kind of version with these two staying together, in my opinion, is good for the comics, because their relationship is just wholesome, and I just love to see them succeed, I think there's a little Peter Parker and MJ kind of relationship that everyone wants. So anyways, they get caught, and Peter just gives us a quick catch up. He had this event with Kraven, kind of resembled Kraven's Last Hunt. Spoiler, Kraven is actually dead, but he, a long time ago, created clones of himself, and this clone killed all the other clones, and is the perfect example of what Kraven was, and took his mantle. Okay, cool, we're caught up. These three panels at the bottom are a vision or a dream that Peter had about MJ, that he was just not there in time to save her. And now he has that on his mind, trying to kick it out of his head the whole entire time. Then we get a catch up with Mysterio. See, Mysterio. I got it. Not gonna lie, Spencer forgot to mention that he was involved with Ben and King there in Las Vegas, and that his daughter died, that kind of thing. I wish he would have thrown that in there. Usually comics do that, but I guess he just did not know, or I don't know. It's kind of that's the only thing I can nitpick. So we're gonna skip ahead a couple pages, and Mysterio is in an asylum, and he's getting therapy from his psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist says, okay, you are a master illusionist. You use hell as a way to scare people, to make it seem like their whole entire world is coming down. But he says, you died, and ever since you've been back, you are scared to say what happened exactly. And Mysterio, he says that there was a demon down there that saved him, but yet made a deal with him saying, I'll put you back on Earth, but you gotta do what I need to do. And the psychiatrist is like, what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Trying to force it out of him, and that's where he just screams, no! Darth Vader style. And this whole entire time, Peter is somehow linked. It does not say exactly between Mysterio and Peter that he is sleeping next to MJ in their apartment, and he's just having this horrible nightmare. And it comes to a point where the whole entire room starts shaking, and the therapist is like, all right, good luck. You know, he's like, you're just driving yourself crazy, and he leaves. And then he pops out. You know, he actually says, you know, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. You know, and he, in Mysterio, he's terrified. He's like, no, please, I'm sorry, so sorry. He's like, oh, relax, Mysterio. I didn't come in anger this time. Which he just puts on this super creepy facade. And I absolutely love it and terrifies me at the same time. And he actually, just by touch, lights Mysterio's head on fire, which I thought was crazy, you know, like hellfire. And he is like, hey, just say my name. Just say my name. Just whisper it. He's like, fine, it's. And then he kills Mysterio. He kills him with his centipedes or millipedes, whatever those things are called. Disgusting bugs. And, you know, he eats his arm off and he splashes his head open. And Peter feels it. And he's like, oh my gosh, something happened. And then he tells MJ about the vision that he had. And he's like, there's someone coming. And he's like, I heard his name. And she's like, well, what is it? And he says, Kindred. So Kindred is our new villain. And he is somehow connected to Peter himself. You know, obviously, you know what villain isn't, but he obviously understands that Peter is watching, because he's like, hey, don't give me some stupid nickname. I'll tell you my name. And he's like, well, for now, just call me Kindred. And this is someone from Peter's past that has obviously passed away, that is back. Could be Chameleon. I don't know, maybe Chameleon's still walking around, not sure. But I'm really excited to see where this goes. So that's the end of this story. And then here's the cover for next issue. See, we have Electro, female Electro, and Mysterio is back somehow. I guess he's gonna be part of some Vision. But there's also this at the very end. Now, for a second, I thought this was like a preview for the next issue, but this is actually about that Carnage event that's gonna happen. So we get this. Really, it looks like the exact copy of the famous Spider-Man. One of the images. And he's now just eating pizza, and he sees these pigeons. They're all red, but he didn't really care. And this pigeon takes his crust, and the Carnage symbiote is on the pigeon, which I thought was very interesting. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to follow the Carnage storyline. You know, I just feel like Venom and Carnage are sort of played out at this point. You know, they're awesome when they come around, but they're just a pain in the butt. my favorite thing with Carnage was with him and Kang from a couple years ago. And Kang just used his thorn spike his wrist and just kills Cassidy, or kills him like brain dead kind of thing. That's my favorite Carnage story, and yeah, I just can't wait to see how this unfolds. Mr. Spencer, you have gained my respect with your version, or not your version, your input into the mythos of Spider-Man. I also did recently see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Gotta say, absolutely loved it. Not sure if Spider-Man 616 was in there. I want to say no, because Peter B. Parker. I don't think that was 616. It's probably most resembled to 616, but I don't think it is. Then all that end credit saying, "Oh my goodness, $29.99." When it said, "Meanwhile in Nueva York," I jumped up. I was like, "What?" Yeah, give me 29 movie. That's what I think Sony needs to focus on. Personally, if you give me a good Spider-Man 2099 movie, you would be king of the comics movies, in my opinion, because it is such a different take, and you could use many different characters. Alright, guys, tell me what you think about this comic, this series, Mr. Spencer, or the Spider-Verse movies, movies in the future, hopefully. Yeah, so I just want to say thank you for stopping by and watching this video. If you could leave a comment and drop a like at the bottom, I would truly appreciate it. And we can't wait to see what comes next out of Mr. Spencer. Alright, have a wonderful day.